Well, we're very concerned about the other public health emergency, the opioid crisis. Dr. Henry, when she first came on to be the public health officer, I guess it's 2 years ago now? 2 years, wow. I guess I've been premier for 3. So between us, we came in expecting to have a positive impact on the opioid crisis by bringing in measures like a standalone ministry focused on reducing dependence on opioids. We had been making good strides until recently, where we've seen an absolutely unacceptable spike in opioid deaths. That's a significant concern to the public health officer. It's a significant concern to us. And that's why we brought forward the legislation. Many families of young people who have left us because of a death from an overdose have asked and appealed to government, both parties, the opposition and the government, to come up with some suggestions about how we can do more and better for young people. And that's the intent of the legislation. I know the minister will engage with the coroner to ensure that any of her concerns are addressed going forward. But today is not the day to announce new funding. Today is the day to announce we're moving into phase 3, and the debate in the legislature on Minister Darcy's bill, I'm sure, will be informative. And as we do with every piece of legislation, Shannon, we'll listen to the overtures from the other parties, and we'll try our best to improve the legislation. And if there are more resources required, that's a process of government that starts with Treasury Board and ends with a decision. But we're seized with the challenge on the opioid crisis, particularly with young people, and that's the focus of Minister Darcy's bill.
Just as a follow-up, I was looking at the numbers for illicit drug overdoses since your party formed government. There's been more than 3,600 so far. So we've seen a recent spike, but aside from sort of a slight decline around the end of last year, beginning of this year, the needle doesn't seem to have moved on the issue yet. Just for reference, that number is more than 21 times the number of people who have died of COVID-19 in BC so far. Your government has been lauded for heeding the advice of Dr. Henry on COVID-19, and I'm wondering if it plans to do the same when it comes to her recommendations around decriminalizing people who use drugs. There's a special committee that's about to be struck in the legislature to review the Police Act, and I'm wondering if Dr. Henry's recommended changes to the Act and its regulations might be part of that review.
The House leaders are discussing the configuration, the makeup, and the terms of reference for the review of the Police Act, and it will contain a whole range of issues. Some of them are currently topical, some of them are long-standing. With respect to the challenge of the opioid crisis, we were under no illusion that this was a significant challenge, and we've been working as hard as we can to bend that curve as well. And we had been making progress relative to previous years, but it's been an unacceptable increase over the past number of months. Dr. Henry's, my first interaction with her when she became public health officer was on this very question. The minister is seized of the recommendations that she's brought forward. We have substitute therapies in place in many parts of British Columbia, and we're going to continue to act on those recommendations as we're able to.